So today is a very special episode of Chalchitra Talks, and for the first time we are doing it at a new place. Right now I'm sitting at the MAMI office, the organization that runs Mumbai Film Festival. I have a very special relationship with that because most of the unique films that I recommend on Chalchitra Talks are the ones जो मैं initially MAMI में देख पाता हूँ. और ये फेस्टिवल हर साल अक्टूबर में होता है और मेरे को लगता है सबको अटेंड करना चाहिए क्योंकि वो 7 दिन की तीर्थ यात्रा होती है जिसमें आप रोज़ 3 से 4 वन ऑफ द ग्रेटेस्ट फिल्म्स देख पाओगे. And the guest we have today, her name is Smriti Kiran, who is the artistic director of MAMI, and she is the one who is basically running the whole show. So over to Smriti for a few recommendations.
So today I'm going to list out about 7 titles that have had an impact, and I hope you enjoy watching them as much as I did. I want to start with something I watched recently called Lore. It's a film by Kate Shortland. I happened to get the opportunity to go to the Munich International Film Festival where I met 2 amazing actors called Saskia Rosendahl and Ursina Larti. Now the thing is that when you meet actors or creators from a completely different world, it leads you to the work that they've done, and I was led to Lore because both Ursina and Saskia are in that film. It's a film set in 1945. The Allied forces had taken over and they were sweeping through Germany to kind of, reclaim control over the country. And Saskia Rosendahl plays Lore, a 16-year-old girl who's kind of caught in the middle of this crossfire. And it's a heartbreaking tale of her coming of age, her sexual and political awakening. It broke my heart, but I can tell you that if you happen to find this film and watch it, it's worth your time and heartbreak. So the second film I want to recommend is Parasite by Bong Joon-ho. It's not a very fair recommendation at this point of time because it started its festival journey with Cannes Film Festival, but it's not accessible to anyone right now. We are hoping that we will bring this to the Mumbai Film Festival, but I was blown away by Parasite. I happened to watch a 10 o'clock screening at Cannes, and Bong Joon-ho as a creator was like a puppeteer. Like I was just sitting there and with every beat in that film, he made me feel something different, and I felt that I was completely being controlled in the best possible way. It is a beautiful, gorgeous, amazingly moving story about these 2 families who are completely sort of mirror images of each other. The only difference between them is that one is a very rich family and the other one is a poor family. I won't tell you too much about it, but I just want to tell you that you should put it on your radar. You should watch it. You will be blown away by Parasite. And I got out of the screening at about 12:30 at night. I went to my apartment and I opened a bottle of wine and I poured 2 glasses and I actually stood in the center of my room and said, to you, Bong Joon-ho, thank you for this. The next film that I would like to recommend is by one of my favorite filmmakers, Devashish Makhija. His film Ajji, which is a very polarizing film, but it is one of my favorite films. And Ajji is a very hard watch. And it's very purposefully a hard watch because it's talking about really hard things. I think what the film does very skillfully and very effectively is, take off all filters from sexual assault. You get to see the scars that the victim is left with. And you also are put right in the center of the mentality of the aggressor. I really liked that. I think it made me so uncomfortable that I feel that people needed to feel that discomfort, that completely unapologetic discomfort that the filmmaker kind of puts you in the center of is the strength of Ajji. I know when you watch the trailer, it might not be a film that you gravitate towards because it will also scare you. You'll probably feel that this is not going to be an easy watch. Yes, it's not going to be an easy watch, but Ajji is a very important film and Devashish is a very important voice. So my recommendation is brace yourself, pick up something sweet to eat so that you can do that, you can nibble away while you're watching this film, but you must watch Ajji. Also, what really helps is that it's on Netflix, so there's easy access. Just log in and watch Ajji today. So I want to apologize to Vaibhav because I'm getting greedy now. Now that he's given me this opportunity to talk, I can't seem to stop. I spoke about Devashish Makhija, which also brings me to two more creators that I'm sure that you're already aware of. But this is to kind of go back a little bit to maybe works that are not that prominent, or maybe people don't know where to find them. So the first one that I want to talk about is Neeraj Gewan, who did Masan earlier. His short film called Juice. Juice is masterfully done. It is a beautiful story of just putting a camera in someone's living room and see patriarchy play out. It almost seems effortless, but that is because Neeraj has done it so deftly that you will not see the effort in it at all. And Shefali Shah, who's been lauded very recently for Delhi Crime, you can see her magic and her industrial strength, charm, and effectiveness as an artist in Juice. So this is something that you'll enjoy tremendously, and of course it'll give you a lot to think about. You can find Juice on YouTube at this platform called Large Short Films. Look out for it, Google it, and it'll be there for you to enjoy. The other film that I want to talk about, I know Nagraj Manjule in popular consciousness is known for Sairat, and he's also doing a film now with Amitabh Bachchan, which is not released as yet. It's still in the making. But my introduction to Nagraj was a film called Fandry, which is available on Netflix. So you can find it there. But if you've seen the recent Article 15 and have been moved by that and affected by that, and it has brought inequality and discrimination right into your homes, then Fandry is where it all began. I've never seen a film that so heartbreakingly, tells you a story of a boy in this village, and exactly how debilitated he is by circumstances. So do catch that film, because it will show you the range of a filmmaker who is poised to do many more great things. The next film I want to talk about is Certain Women by Kelly Reichardt. I caught the film, I think if I'm not mistaken, in 2015 at the Dubai International Film Festival. The fabulous thing about Certain Women is that it's a story about four everyday women and their struggles. The way they handle their lives, there's nothing much. It seems when you're watching the film that there is nothing much that is happening, because it is subtle, it's meditative, sort of sweeps you or consumes you, and the dreams that are lost, or the things that get left behind, the things that we often don't think about, those are the kind of things that Certain Women talks about without talking about them. The last film that I would like to recommend, and a creator that I would like to recommend, that if he's not already on your radar, that you should get him on your radar and probably watch everything that he's done, is Chilean director Pablo Larraín. My introduction to Pablo Larraín was in 2015 at the Berlinale, where I watched The Club, and I think I hopped out of that film, and then I went crazy trying to get it for the Mumbai Film Festival, because I was like, everybody needs to watch this. I was like a baby that had discovered candy. But it's not a sweet film. It is a really complex psychological drama about clergy that have sort of been sentenced to spiritual punishment by the church, and sent to these reform homes in obscure places where they're sort of serving out their sentence. And what is amazing about the film is that it makes a political comment, and it is barbed, and it talks about all these flawed human beings. There is deep empathy in the telling of the story. And a year later, I think Spotlight came out, and I watched Spotlight and immediately thought of The Club, and they almost seem like companion pieces. So if you get the opportunity, watch The Club. I don't want to talk endlessly about it. I would really like you to sort of experience The Club tabula rasa, with a completely blank slate, and go in there and kind of come out with your own set of thoughts about the movie. And that is the last film. Those were my recommendations. Hope you catch them. Hope you like them. For weekly recommendations, and I wish somebody was doing this way earlier. So I'm really glad that Chalchitra Talks is actually getting together these lists and kind of, preparing a watch list for us. So subscribe and tell your friends to subscribe. MAMI, as in the Mumbai Film Festival, which is where I work, we also do a year-round program. So all you subscribers, please sign up for the year-round program. We do screenings weekly, we do masterclasses. The festival's coming up in October. The dates are 17th October to 24th October. We will be bringing 230 films to you. So sign up for the festival, sign up for the year-round program, and join the film tribe.